The Goonies is a cult classic movie that has been referenced from films and TV to video games and even to music. There's no doubt that the story and its characters have had a lasting effect on pop culture, but what hasn't been highlighted as much is the effect that the clothing has had on costume design in other films and TV, as well as the fashion world in general. In this video, I want to go through the outfits of each Goonie, rank them from worst to best, give my thoughts on where they would be today stylistically, and then show the cultural impact that the costume design has had on style and film. So The Goonies, which was released June 7th, 1985, directed by Richard Donner from the mind of Steven Spielberg, is about a group of adventurous kids that are about to lose their homes to an expanding country club when Mikey, the ringleader of the Goonies, finds a map of the infamous pirate One-Eyed Willie's hidden treasure that is located somewhere underneath their town. After deciding to search for the legendary pirate and his treasure, they find themselves not only up against One-Eyed Willie's booby traps with the Fratellis, a crime family that is hiding one of the brothers from the police as well. So the costume designer of this movie was Richard LaMotte, who's worked on films and TV shows such as The Last of the Mohicans, Rambo 3, The Pacific, and of course, The Goonies. Now let's get into the costume design. So in last place at the number 7 spot for Best Dressed Goonies is gonna have to be Steph, who is played by Martha Plimpton. Steph, seen at first wearing this plaid shirt under a yellow, red, and blue argyle sweater vest and a pair of denim overalls on top. After that, she's seen in this extremely light pink thermal long sleeve with a maroon zip-up hoodie and these periwinkle thermal sweats, a red scarf, some dangling earrings, and on feet she has these pink Nike 2 high shoes, which actually kind of look like a pair of Rick Owens Ramones when in the black colorway, although I don't think Rick was using the Goonies for a reference point, but I guess you never know. Now, although I like the color palette they gave Steph and those Nike 2 highs, personally I think her outfit falls a bit flat for me. I definitely was a bigger fan of the first outfit and would have loved to see what the completed outfit looked like. Now, where would Steph be today as an adult? This might be a bit mean, but honestly, I just see her as like some suburban mom somewhere like on Long Island with a black puffer vest, some leggings, and a workout top. Nothing special. Sorry, Steph. So now in the 6th spot, we have Mikey's brother, Brand, played by Josh Brolin. Brand is a gym rat, and because of this, we see him throughout the movie in a gray raglan crew neck, cut into a muscle shirt, something we'll see a lot later on. And that shirt's layered under a navy zip-up sweatshirt and finish off with a dark gray sleeveless zip-up hoodie. On bottom are these gray sweatpants with a pair of navy running shorts over top, and on feet he has these black Nike Vandal Supremes, and to finish off the look they added a red bandana that gives the outfit just like a pop of color. Now if you've seen the show Stranger Things, you would have seen in I think season 2 and definitely in season 3 Lucas wearing a camo bandana tied around his head, just like Brand. Now, the Duffer Brothers have said multiple times that the Goonies was a reference point and an influence for them when making Stranger Things. I like the layering Richard gave Brand, and the cut of the raglan sweatshirt turned to muscle shirt was a really nice touch. And looking at his outfit, I think an example of the film influencing fashion starts with Jerry Lorenzo, the creator of the high-end clothing brand Fear of God. Jerry was born in '77, which means his adolescent years were spent in the '80s. And personally, I see a lot of influence of Brand in his collections, especially from his 5th collection. Jerry has heavily used raglan and cap sleeve shirts in his silhouettes and has had similar layering to Brand. I've even seen Jerry dress similar to Brand's groutfit with his like shorts over sweatpants look. And Jerry's other brand essentials is supposed to be elevated loungewear that contains a lot of fleece and sweatpants, which kind of just sounds like it would be perfect for Brand. And because of that, I see Brand wearing a lot of essentials and Fear of God, especially if he kept with the comfy aesthetic. And if he ended up with a more of a refined look, I think he would go with the Fear of God and Zegna collaboration, matching blazers with sweatpants, something that Jerry's actually been seen doing a lot of as of late. Now, in our number 5 spot, we have Andy, played by Kerry Green. Andy is another character in the movie that is seen with a wardrobe change. The first sequence we see her in, she's wearing a pink and teal polo underneath a purple and yellow nylon zip-up, and on bottom she has some gray leggings with pink running shorts on top, and then finally she has a pair of light pink leg warmers and some white tennis shoes. For the rest of the movie, she's seen in a light yellow polo, a cream or pale yellow v-neck sweater vest, and Troy's yellow knitted cardigan that has this nice detail with his name that is chain stitched on the left chest. Now on bottom, she's wearing a white tennis skirt, and on feet, a pair of white tennis shoes. I like the preppy look she has going on. I especially love the semi-oversized cardigan and that sweater vest she has. Now, if you've seen my video on Jordan Peele's Nope, you would know that Gordy's sweater was a direct influence of Andy's cardigan. Jordan stated that the Goonies was one of the influence he used for Nope, and in that scene, you can definitely see that. If you haven't seen that video already, I'll leave a card at the top corner so you can check it out. Now, let's fast forward to today, and I feel like Andy might continue her preppy look, but give it a more updated and sophisticated spin on it. I think she would get into the academia style, which is influenced by, you guessed it, academia. But I definitely see her evolving her preppy style in the future. In our number 4 spot, we have Mouth, played by the one and only Corey Feldman. Mouth can be spotted at first in a raglan crewneck sweatshirt over a white t-shirt, and on bottom he has these shiny twill pants that are in this like slim fit, and it has these like slanted front pockets. It's very nice. And after that, he's seen with a black Purple Rain Prince tee over a red long sleeve shirt, and that is over his gray members only racer jacket, a jacket that was also referenced in season 2 of Stranger Things, where you can see Steve here wearing the same exact jacket. Also, ever notice how both Steve and Mouth are kind of obsessed with their hair? This is just another example of the lasting effect that the movie has had on like modern pop culture. Now eventually Mouth adds another gray jacket, this one being a gray raglan sleeved rain jacket with some front pockets on top. And on bottom, he stays wearing those shiny twill pants, but I believe they did a wardrobe change on him at one point, because you can see here he has another pair of twill pants that doesn't seem to have the shine to it, but has these zippers at the bottom of the inseam. Something that we've seen a lot, or we saw a lot during 2014 to 2017. On feet from Mouth, I'm not 100% sure on what shoes he's wearing, but I've narrowed it down to like, they're either Nike Oceanias or Nike Cortez. If you know, let me know in the comments, please. Now, as a fan of vintage and vintage t-shirts, the Purple Rain tee is such a cool piece to have, but personally, I think they should have swapped out the members only jacket for a Harrington jacket. The other thing I did really love is the shine on that first pair of pants. Gave the outfit a little bit more texture. Now, since he has the Purple Rain tee on throughout the film, I see Mouth as some sort of like vintage dealer somewhere in like the Pacific Northwest, possibly wearing some Stone Island bottoms, but definitely always seen in a vintage t-shirt. Vintage is his life for sure. So in our number 3 spot, we have the lovable Chunk, played by Jeff Cohen. Chunk's wearing a black short sleeves button up that has this green, pink, and cream floral all over print on it. And on bottom, he's wearing these brown, tan, and navy plaid pants in a straight fit with the Nike Terra TCs. What's cool about these pants is that the waistband opening is off-centered quite a bit, and there are no belt loops on this pant. Instead, they have side waist tabs that tighten the pant and kind of act as the belt. And eventually in the movie, he throws on a red snap front fold-over collar jacket. Now, something you might have noticed if you watched Deadpool 2 was this scene where you see Deadpool wearing the same exact shirt that Chunk wears, yet again referencing the classic 80s film. I think Chunk's outfit is really fun and adventurous, and I like that Richard decided to go with these clashing prints. Because although I don't think they really match, I enjoyed the combination, and I especially like the plaid pants with the Terra TCs. You know, when I look at this outfit, all I can picture is a guy in Bushwick, Brooklyn, so that's what I'm gonna go with. Chunk would most likely make his way to Brooklyn or someplace like it, and he'd be wearing this outfit all the time. So, the number 2 spot is going to have to go to our main Goonie, Mikey, played by Sean Astin. Throughout the movie, he is seen in a Canadian tuxedo with his Levi's medium to dark blue denim jacket and jeans. And under the jacket, we see him in this gray raglan crewneck sweatshirt that, like his brother Brand, has been cut off to a muscle shirt, and then underneath that is just a black long sleeve. On feet, he has these goldish, brownish, tan pair of Nikes that are Velcro straps. I'm not 100% sure of the model of the Nikes. I think they might be Nike Oceania 2s. I could be wrong on that though. He's then seen in a hooded yellow rain jacket. Now, many films have used a rendition of this jacket, and many people believe that it would be an influence from the classic horror novel adapted to movie It by Stephen King. In my research, I found that the release of It was 1986, 1 year after the Goonies came out, but King had been writing it since 1980. So, did Stephen King take inspiration from the Goonies, or is it just a case of parallel thinking? My guess would be the latter. I don't think he took it from it, but who knows? What we do know as fact is that the J.J. Abrams film Super 8 was an homage to 80s films and the Goonies specifically. And although we do not see the same exact jacket, we can see the character Charles Kaznick wearing a yellow rain jacket, and you can definitely see the similarities between the two jackets. So ever since I got into Westwear and cowboys, the double denim look has been really appealing to me. Plus, the muscle crew neck almost always hits for me. And the rain jacket gives a nice nostalgic feel and screams very retro 80s to me. But although it is a nice and refined look, it's a little too simple for me to be in the #1 spot. Now, I think Mikey in his older age would either get into Japanese salvage or vintage denim. Either way, he would definitely be a denim head, always trying to buy the latest and greatest, or the oldest, depending on which route he went, or possibly even both. If you're keeping track, you know who's #1 on my list, and most likely yours as well. The #1 spot has to go to Data, played by Ke Huy Quan. Data is seen in a white-collared polo under a gray-collared crew neck, and the reason why I say white-collared polo is because throughout the movie there are a couple scenes where you can see his teal sleeves, and in the video footage of the behind the scenes you can see, like Brandon Mikey, his crew neck was cut into a muscle shirt, and the polo is actually a teal polo but with a white collar. On top of that is this beautiful muddy green double-breasted trench coat with a total of 24 patches sewn on the front of the jacket. Now what's interesting is the patches were actually picked up from the costume department from older productions like this Artemis Productions patch, which is just Sinatra spelled backwards, and it's believed that it was to be made for the film None But the Brave, which Sinatra starred in. On bottom he's wearing a pair of blue jeans with this nice fat turn up, and those cuffs are sitting on top of the Nike Skyforce highs with those blue accents. I obviously love the trench coat statement piece, but I also can't get enough of the layering that Data has with the sweatshirt and polo, something that's actually been referenced as well in Fear of God's 5th collection. So when I first thought of Data, where he would be, I thought he would be wearing some designer brand like Raf Simons Autumn Winter 2001 collection Riot 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 with all like these patches. Now he might be wearing that, but the more I thought about it, Data loves tinkering and creating, which is why he'd probably end up being in the DIY community. At the very least, he would be customizing his clothing, but possibly even making them from scratch. So there you have it, that is the #1 Goonie, but I couldn't finish this video without talking about the antagonists of this film, the Fratellis. The Fratelli brothers look like they came out of a Ralph Lauren ad campaign featuring convicts shooting at the police. Jake has a wildly faded red thermal long sleeve under a navy vest, which is under his gun holster, which is under a navy sports coat, and then finally on top of all of that is either a flannel Mackinac jacket or it's just a red and black flannel hunting jacket. On bottom it looks like he has some pair of navy suit pants, and to finish it all off, he has a pair of duck boots and a fedora. His brother Francis is wearing a purple, navy, and brown flannel, brown gun holster harness, and a military brownish green suit jacket with matching suit pants. On feet, Francis has a pair of white Converse, and then has a Newsies cap to finish off the look. I love the combination of the suiting with the plaid jacket and the fedora seen on Jake, and I loved how they used the gun holsters as accessories to their outfits. Meanwhile, the mother has this French Parisian influence in my mind with her beret and pearls, and I like the way that they kept, again, with the cap sleeves, but for her, instead of sweatshirts, they went with a black collar dress and cardigan, and then on feet she has a pair of shiny black lace-up shoes. Now last, but certainly not least, is the only endearing Fratelli, Sloth. Sloth is seen in a cap sleeve Superman raglan and a cap sleeve LA Raiders sweatshirt. I really like how fitted the Superman shirt is on him, properly showing what a cap sleeve should do for somebody's arms. A fun fact about the Superman shirt is it's actually a nod to the director Richard, who achieved fame after directing Superman the movie in 1978. Now the Raiders crew is not only cut off at the sleeves, but also it's cropped. Something that was done a lot during the 80s and that has seen quite a comeback for menswear recently. Over those is a tattered semi-sleeveless black blazer. I love the layering here. And on bottom, he has a pair of gray pants with some red suspenders and a pair of black shoes on feet. So the genius mind of Richard gave us an eclectic dress group of adolescents that have impacted different aspects of pop culture, from Stranger Things to Super 8 to Fear of God. And when you look back at it now, there's an obvious nostalgia to the wardrobe, like Brand's workout attire, but at the same time, the ensemble looks very fresh and up to date, like with Mikey's denim on denim look. Either way, I think there's so much to take away for your personal style, no matter who you are, and I think Richard and the rest of the team did a perfect job at styling this almost all-star dress group. Sorry, Steph. So that's gonna be it for the video. Please like it, subscribe, share it with a friend, comment down below which outfit you thought was #1 or how you would change my ranking. All my socials are down below. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and follow my Substack where I will be writing fashion and costume related posts. Lastly, I'm linking all the articles and videos I found for the prepping of this video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Peace.